Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining the Chinese Association of Victoria Virtual Mid-Autumn Festival celebration. My name is Shirley Tay. I'm the first Vice President of CAV, and together with Iwan Yusof, our CAV President, May Saw, our second Vice President, and Nicholas Lee, Executive Committee Member, we are your hosts today. Please note that we have muted all your speakers, and if you have a question during the presentation, please type in the chat box at the bottom of your screen with your name followed by the question. This will be answered at the end of each presentation. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our CAV President, Mr. Iwan Yusof, who will give us a welcome message.
Right, thank you, Shirley. 大家好，我叫尤一汪，我是 CAV 主席。我恭祝大家中秋节快乐。Hello everyone, my name is Iwan Yusof. I am the CAV President. I wish everyone a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. This year, for sure, thanks to Victoria Multicultural Commission grant, we are able to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival in virtual session via Zoom. Maybe a little bit late, as traditionally this year, our Mid-Autumn Festival is supposed to happen on the 1st of October, 2020. But nevertheless, we're happy we still be able to conduct this event today. First of all, I would like to welcome the Honour Alan Touch MP, the Acting Minister for Immigration, Citizenship, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs. The Honour Ross Spence MP, Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Community, Sports and Youth. Jackson Taylor MP, the State Member for Bayswater. Marcia Timmerlich, Collier Ward Councillor. So they sent us video messages and a letter as well, which I will play and read for you shortly. Every year, CAV and CAV School celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival in our premises in the 8th Ashley Street. But this year, our celebration is different from other years. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic and also lockdown, we are unable to celebrate with our members in a big crowd. We used to enjoy the festive mooncakes and we have a traditional lantern parade in our area. But today, instead of that, we bring these activities to you live online. And because of lockdown, it makes us reflect on how we think things for granted. Our lovely hometown that right now we cannot visit, families and friends who we cannot meet face to face anymore at the moment, and we cannot have meal or sit together and have a laugh. No reunion among our friends, sharing stories, eating mooncake while blazing the full moon together. But this situation makes us think, and especially for me as well, that when this pandemic is over, when this lockdown is over, the first thing that we should do is to visit our families and show them how much they mean to us. Have a drink and share a meal with friends. After all, this is what Mid-Autumn Festival is about, right? It's a celebration between family and friends. Personally, I would like to thank you to CAV Executive Committee and also the organizing committee who organized this event. And also would like to special thanks to Ramona Chua and Lily Jiang, who contribute their time and effort for today. There will be their event later on today. Now, without further ado, for us to move to the next event, I would like to play a video. This is a video message from the Honour Alan Touch. Let me put up on the screen at the moment. Give me 1 second.
大家好. Hi Iwan and everybody else at the Chinese Association of Victoria, and Happy Moon Festival. We live in strange times, don't we, where we're having these celebrations this year remotely. We can't be there all together in person, unfortunately, but hopefully this time next year we certainly will be. But I'm very proud of the Chinese Association of Victoria, as you know. I'm proud because you are headquartered in my electorate. I'm very proud because you do so much great community work, not only in my electorate, but right across Victoria, your language school, your reaching out, your involvement and inclusiveness to all Australians. And as the Immigration and Multicultural Affairs Minister at the moment, I particularly want to say congratulations to everything that you do, and we obviously are pleased that we were able to provide a further grant of over $50,000 for your language school just recently. So it's an important festival, one unfortunately we can't all get together to celebrate, but nevertheless, happy Autumn Moon Festival to you, and let me say, Zhongchu Kuai Le.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for Minister Alan Touch for the video message. Minister Alan has been a friend of CAV for so many years, and we appreciate his contribution, support, and participation in many of the CAV events. Next one, we have a letter from Minister Ross Spence, MP, that I will be sharing that to the screen while I'm reading this to you. Bear with me for a second. Okay. So this is the letter from the Minister Ross Spence. I would like to read for you all. I would like to wish the Chinese Association of Victoria and the broader Victorian community a very happy Autumn Festival. Usually, this is a time together with loved ones, celebrate the harvest and indulge in making and eating mooncake. I know that this year's celebration looks a little different. Congratulations on your flexibility to reimage this festival and move to an online platform. I'm so pleased that with the help of funding through the Victorian government's multicultural festivals and event programs, you'll be able to continue to bring people virtually together and celebrate long-held traditions. The community leadership and spirit you have shown to ensure your community remain connected is to be commended. For more than 38 years, the Chinese Association of Victoria has organized events to celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival, and I have no doubt that this year's Mid-Autumn festivities will be another joyous occasion. On behalf of the Andrews Labour government, I'd like to thank you for your continued efforts to support Victorians to stay safe and stay connected. Again, thank you for Minister Ross Spence for her support to CAV, especially on getting the grant for this event. Next, we have a video messages from Jackson Taylor's MP, the state member of Bayswater, and also Marcia Timmerlake's Collier Ward councillor. They will be continuous, so after that, they will be the next step. So I will be sharing the screen again, video.
Well, g'day there. My name is Jackson Taylor. I'm the State Member of Parliament for the Bayswater District, and of course, a big hello to all of my friends at the Chinese Association of Victoria, to the broader Chinese community, not just here in this electorate, but right across the Outer East. I hope you're all keeping well in what's been a really difficult 2020. I wanted to thank you for all the fantastic work the CAV continue to do to support our community. I'm so very, very grateful. And of course, sending you my warmest wishes and wishing I could be there with you to, of course, acknowledge and celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival, the Mooncake Festival. Normally a time of the year where we join with our families. We share food, almost like a type of Thanksgiving. We release lanterns to pray for happiness for ourselves and for our families and friends as well. But of course, among other things, this year we're not able to do that, and we're of course doing a lot of things digitally in this current COVID environment. And I still wanted to send you my very best for the Mid-Autumn Festival, and hopefully be out there with you next year. It is so important that we continue to celebrate the multicultural community, not just here locally, but right across Victoria, and in particular, in this video, of course, acknowledging your rich culture and traditions, and of course, which is the Mid-Autumn Mooncake Festival. So very happy to be with you, and also let you know that the Andrews government did provide a grant for $2,000 to assist you in these important celebrations today. So I hope you, all of your friends and family, the Chinese community, the Chinese Association of Victoria, enjoy today's celebrations. I wish I could be there with you physically, as I'm sure we all wish we could be there. We will again one day soon. So my very best to you. I hope you've all enjoyed and have a very happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Please do keep well, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your celebrations for the Mooncake Festival. Never before has there been a more important time to embrace our cultural traditions and find strength in each other. I have been delighted by how our community has adapted and found new and innovative ways of coming together and caring for one another whilst being physically separated from each other. The events of this year have caused significant disruption and change to our lives and our livelihoods. As we all adjusted to new ways of living, I was heartened to see the resilience and compassion of our community truly shine. This festival celebrates the moon, a symbol of harmony, unity, and good luck. As restrictions begin to ease across Victoria, we can be proud of what we have achieved together and look forward to the future with hope. The activities of groups like the Chinese Association of Victoria will play an important part in reuniting us and helping us all feel connected again. Congratulations to everyone involved in bringing together today's activities. I wish you all the best and hope you enjoy the festivities. Thank you.
Thank you to Jackson Taylor MP. Jackson has been very supportive to CAV, and we love his work for communities within his district, which is very well known. And the results speak by itself on how he contributes to his community. Same thing, we also would like to thank you to Councillor Marcia for her continued support to CAV. And let me take this opportunity as well to congratulate Marcia for being re-elected for her second term as a Collier Ward councillor, and hope for a contribution to Knox City Council will continue as shown from the past 4 years. Now, before further we move to the next item, I would like to hand over the next event to the MC Shirley Tay, Maysor, and also Nick Lee as the organizing committee. I would like to say to everyone, enjoy today's event, and thank you.
Sorry. I'd like to now introduce Ramona Chua, CAV past president, former principal of CAV Language School, to talk about the legend of the Mid-Autumn Festival, both in English and Mandarin, followed by lantern making demonstration. Over to you.
Hello, ni hao. I am Ramona Chua. I was a school principal at the CAV Chinese School here for many years. I'm also the past president of CAV. Today, I'm introducing the Mid-Autumn Festivals. 中秋节 literally means Mid-Autumn Festival. Now, every year around this time, people send greetings like this on the social media. So it says there, 花好月圆 and happy festivals, happy Mid-Autumn Festival, happy Mid-Autumn Festival, and lots of days around. So, let's talk about the origin of the festivals. Every year, the Mid-Autumn Festival is celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month. The term Mid-Autumn was first written in the book during the Warring State period. So when did this festival begin? It is believed that the moon worship began in the Shang dynasty, that is more than 3,000 years ago. Ancient Chinese emperors worshipped the harvest moon in autumn. They made offerings to the moon goddess and prayed for a bumper harvest the following year. About 1,500 years later, rich merchants and government officials copied the emperor and held big parties in their gardens. They drank wine, usually osmanthus wine, ate mooncakes, gazed at and appreciated the bright moon. Many people wrote poems about the moon to share with their guests or sent the poem to their families and friends. Much later, ordinary people began to do the same. Villagers gathered to make offering to the moon goddess. Then they sang and danced and drank tea or wine together. It would be the time of the year when the weather was usually just right, not too warm, not too cold. People could gather outdoors to relax with their families, neighbors, and friends. The hard work of the year was done. There was plenty of food, and it was time when people put away food for the coming cold winter. Then about 1,000 years ago, the 15th day of the 8th lunar month was established as the official Mid-Autumn Festival Day. During the next two dynasties, the festival became as popular as the Chinese New Year. In 2008, China declared 3 days of public holidays for this festival. One day before and one day after the 15th, presumably to facilitate people traveling to their hometown to reunite and to celebrate with their families. The legend and stories associated with this festival. There are different versions of the story associated with this festival. The most popular ones are the stories of the moon goddess Chang'e, the jade rabbit, and the woodcutter Wugang on the moon. And then there's the story of the mooncake. Let's start with Chang'e and the jade rabbits first. There's Chang'e and the jade rabbit. According to one version of the legend, Chang'e lived with her husband Hou, who was an excellent archer. At the time, there were 10 sons in the form of 3-legged birds. All the birds lived in a mulberry tree in the eastern sea. Each day, one of the birds had to travel around the earth on a carriage driven by the mother of the son, see her. One day, all the birds decided to circle the earth together. Their action caused the earth to burn. It was so hot that people, plants, and animals began to die. The emperor ordered Hou to shoot down 9 of the sunbirds. Hou did as he was asked to do. He shot down 9 of the 10 suns. He saved the earth and all the people, plants, and animals. The emperor thanked Hou and gave him a special pill for eternal life. Hou didn't swallow the pill. He took it home and hid it. His wife Chang'e found it one day and swallowed it. Suddenly, she found herself floating up and away to the moon. When she reached the moon, she coughed out part of the pill and gave it to the jade rabbit who lived on the moon and asked him to make another pill so that she could return to Earth. So the jade rabbit has been busy pounding away on its mortar and pestle to try to make the magic pill for Chang'e. On the 15th day of the lunar calendar each month, if you look up at the moon, you will see the jade rabbit busy working with its pestle and mortar. It is much clearer on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month during the Mid-Autumn Festival, as the moon is nearer to Earth and is brighter. The next story is the woodcutter Wugang. He is the other person who lived on the moon. Wugang was a very impatient woodcutter. He cut down small trees because he was too impatient to wait for the trees to grow bigger to provide shade and firewood. He destroyed the forest when he kept cutting down the small trees. The Jade Emperor was worried, so the Jade Emperor asked him to cut down a tree for him. If Wugang finished cutting down the tree, the Jade Emperor promised him that when he had done that, he could become an immortal. Wugang was very happy to accept the task, but he didn't know that this was a special tree, a magic sweet osmanthus tree. As soon as he made a cut in the tree, the cut closed up. Wugang tried, but the tree kept healing itself. So, Wugang is still in the moon trying to chop down the osmanthus tree. Next, the mooncake. About 1,400 years ago, during the Tang Dynasty, the Tang Emperor gave round cakes to high-ranking officials who work in the palace to thank them for their work. The cake were called gongbing, made of pastry with sweet filling. They were also meant to be a contribution to the officials' winter store of food. Over the years, the gongbing has evolved into cakes with different fillings. The current round thick mooncakes we see today dates back to the Yong Dynasty, about 740 years ago, when the Mongols ruled China. The Mongols ruled China for 89 years. In the end, the people were not happy with the Mongol rule. Around mid-autumn one year, the people organized an uprising by hiding a message inside the mooncake. The message called for every household to take part to defeat the Mongols. The uprising was successful. The Yong dynasty ended. After that, people make mooncakes to commemorate their victory. Now the big mooncakes are still very popular, but there are so many variations with the fillings. People in different regions of China make different mooncakes to suit themselves. So some of the mooncakes that people make are like this. And there's a lot of variation as well. There's a colorful ones. And now in the tropics they made it with jelly. And mooncakes with all different fillings, including cheese and Oreos and ice cream and sweet nuts, all sorts of things. So how do the people celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival? Overseas Chinese around the world and Chinese from different parts of China celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival in their own unique ways. On this day, some people make offerings to the moon goddess and pray for another year of protection for the family so that they may have reunion with members of their family wherever their work takes them. Other people gather with families and friends to have a feast, eating mooncakes, gazing at the moon and appreciating the full moon. In the old days, many people wrote poems about the moon to share with their families and friends. This year, this poem by a Song Dynasty poet, Su Dongpo, is particularly popular. The last two lines of the poem says, "I only wish that you and I will always be well and healthy, so that we may watch the fair moon, even though we are thousands of miles apart." The poet was thinking of his brother when he wrote that poem. Now, many people send these two lines of poem to their friends on social media. In fact, this year, someone organized a video assembly of a group of people from around the world singing this poem. Nowadays, apart from eating and drinking and appreciating the moon, people also enjoy guessing lantern riddles, which is a very popular activity nowadays. So, here are some of the lantern riddles, like these ones here. So it says, this one says, guess something that you use every day. Two brothers, same length. Whenever the food is on the table, they are the one who tastes first. And the answer is chopsticks. And this one has a face, no mouth, has legs, no hands. It has 4 legs, but it can't walk. Table. So there's lots of all different ones. Some of them you have to guess the Chinese writing. Tree mouth, so that's a Chinese word. Or this one is a half of this character. Half of that character means that. So I make this and stick it on the lantern so that it will be more interesting. So it looks like the real lantern. 大家好，我叫马爱华，我是前任中华协会中文学校的校长，也是前任中华协会会长。今天我来给大家介绍中秋节。首先介绍中秋节的来源，再谈传说故事、风俗习惯，最后和大家分享做灯笼的过程。那么大家都知道，中秋节是每一年农历的8月15日。 全世界的中国人都庆祝这节日。那么今年朋友们都寄来祝贺，那很多中秋节也有英文的，很多都是说庆祝中秋节，都祝愿大家友好。8月15刚好在秋季的中间，所以叫做中秋节。那么根据古籍的记载。 中秋一词最早出现在《周礼》这书中，一直到唐朝初年，中秋节才成为固定的节日。《唐书·太宗记》记载有8月15中秋节。中秋节的盛行始于宋朝， 自明清时已和农历新年齐名，成为中国的主要节日之一，也是仅次于春节的第二大传统节日。中秋之夜，月色皎洁，古人把圆月视为团圆的象征，因此又称8月15为团圆节。中秋节是个古老的节日，祭月、赏月都是节日的重要习俗。吃月饼是节日的另一习俗，月饼象征团圆。月饼的制作起源于唐代，唐代的皇上是大成人圆圆的公饼，这公饼是一般平民百姓吃不到的。以后月饼越来越考究。那另外有人提出，中秋节的起源和农业生产有关。秋天是收获的季节，秋字的解释是庄稼成熟月秋。8月中秋，农作物和各种果品陆续成熟，农民为了庆祝丰收，表达喜悦的心情，就以中秋这天作为节日。也有人说，中秋节原本是推翻元朝统治的一次起义的纪念日。8月15晚，家家户户齐动手，一举推翻了元朝统治。以后每年中秋节都吃月饼来纪念这次历史性的胜利。中秋节的传说非常的丰富，有嫦娥奔月、吴刚伐龟、玉兔捣药之类的神话故事流传得很广。我们先说说嫦娥奔月和玉兔的故事。相传，远古时候天上有10个太阳，每天清晨，太阳的妈妈羲和带一个太阳绕地球一圈。有一天，10个太阳坚持一起出发，一起绕地球一圈。过了几天，庄稼和动物都被晒得枯死，民不聊生。天王派一个名叫后羿的神箭手射下9个太阳。后羿射下9个太阳后，天王送他一粒长生不老药，后羿把药带回家。有一天，嫦娥就是后羿的夫人，趁后羿出门打猎时偷吃了长生不老药。嫦娥吃了药以后，身体变轻，开始升空。她的惶恐中，她抱起了一只喂养的白兔。嫦娥飘上了月宫，白兔便随她一起上了月亮。嫦娥让玉兔给她捣药，希望她能够制造一个长生不老的灵药，好让她飞回人间。那么吴刚这龟呢？吴刚修仙犯了错误，被罚去砍月中的龟树。可是这个龟树可不是一般的龟树，这个树谁砍谁长，永远也砍不断。所以吴刚现在还在月亮砍那棵龟树。中秋节的风俗习惯、传统活动，那么自古以来就有祭月、赏月、吃月饼、玩花灯、赏桂花、饮桂花酒等习俗，流传到现在。祭月就是全家人拜月亮，祈求保佑阖家团圆。中秋晚上，中国大部分地区还有捞团圆饼的习俗，也就是捞一种象征团圆、类似月饼的小饼子，饼内包糖、芝麻、桂花和蔬菜等，外面压着月亮、龟树、兔子等图案。祭月之后，由家中长者将饼按人数分切成块，每人1块。如果有家人不在家，就留一份，表示阖家团圆。赏月的风俗来源于祭月，严肃的祭词变成了轻松的欢愉。据说8月15，月亮离地球的距离最近，月亮最大，显圆最亮，所以古今都有欢宴赏月的习俗。还有另外一种习俗就是燃灯。中秋之夜有燃灯以助月色的风俗。中秋临近时，各家于节前10几天就用竹条扎灯笼，小孩子们在家长协助下，用竹子扎成兔子灯， 杨桃灯和正方形的灯、鸟兽、鱼虫形状等庆贺中秋的字样涂上色纸，那么再绘各种颜色。中秋夜，灯内燃蜡烛，用绳子系在竹竿上，竖于瓦檐和露台上，会用小灯切成字形和种种形状，挂在家务高处，俗称树中秋。吃月饼也是另外一个习俗，月饼又叫月团、丰收饼、贡饼、团圆饼等，是古代中秋祭拜月神的贡品。月饼最初是用来祭奉月神的祭品，后来人们逐渐把中秋赏月与品尝月饼作为家人团圆的一大象征。月饼象征大团圆，人们把它当节日食饼，用来祭月赠送亲友。发展到今天，吃月饼已经是中国南北各地过中秋的必备习俗。中秋节这天，人们都要吃月饼，以表示团圆。中秋节吃月饼，相传从元代开始，朱元璋联合各路反抗力量准备起义，但因为朝廷的官兵搜查得十分严密，传递消息十分困难，所以朱元璋他们命令属下把藏有8月15夜起义的纸条藏在饼子里面，再派人分头传送到各地起义军中，通知他们在8月15晚上起义响应。到了起义的那天，各路义军一起响应，推翻了这元朝的政府。以后月饼制作越发精细，品种更多。现在月饼包装各种各样的馅，还有冰皮月饼，里面有雪糕，各种各样的。在热带，现在很流行吃这种用燕菜做的月饼。那么还有不用烤的冰皮月饼。那么另外一个习俗就是在中秋夜晚猜谜。中秋夜晚在公共场所挂着许多灯笼，大家都聚在一起，猜灯笼身上写的谜语。我们这呢，每年也是有庆祝中秋节，这是我们做这个灯笼。还有呢，就是这个一家三口打一个字，品字。那么生来公平，拿在手上，要问长短，它最分明。是什么？是尺。还有很多各种各样的。上面我所说的是参考以下的百度百科、新华网、凤凰网、人民网跟那个中央电视台，还有台湾 Emily 的 Sky Scanner 以及辞海，谢谢。Now there are many different types of lantern. The traditional one is one made with silk, or this is what we used to have when we were children, or this one made with metal. My uncle used to make this kind of lantern from Milo tins. Or now you have the paper ones with a light bulb inside. So more than one, or the ones with silk and tassels. So today I'm going to show you how to make a lantern. I'll start by showing you a very simple one, and then you can modify that to make different lantern. Today we're going to make a square lantern. So you start by getting this piece of paper like that, and then you glue it onto a piece of wood. then you make a template by putting nails around it like this. Yeah. I won't continue with this because I've already made one before. Whoops, the lantern rolls off. Never mind. So, this is the end result. And to make the square, you cut a length of wire, put it around there, and fold it. Fold this around the nail so you get the shape that you want. Okay, right around it. Okay, so this is how you do it, and then you join the end together by, what I use is the ties. All the ties that I use are where are they? Oh dear. Oh, sorry, it's here. There we go. The simplest way is to use this tie to tie the end together. And then put masking tape over it. We have the masking tape. Just cut a bit of masking tape. And tie it over the joint so you don't get cut by the joint. So there we go. Now I have already made some over here like this. See that? So after you make 4 of these to make the 4 sides, you then join them together again using the ties. Join the bottom together. Tie them together like this. Now, to save time, I've made one already, like that. See? So, you tie the 4 sides together, and then you make the brace here for putting the candles. So, the way I attach the candle is by putting a pin at the end there with masking tape, and then just put the tea light on top of that. It's quite firm, it won't fall off, see? So next thing you have to do then is to cover this with cellophane paper. So you do this by folding it over. Okay, first put glue on the end there. Oops. I don't want to dirty the table. So we put glue on there. Thanks, Shirley. So, and then we can stick that together over it. Like that. If you can pull it a bit tight. So, that's how you make the lantern. And then you fold the end in again by gluing it. To make it thicker, we'll put sticky tape over it like this. And when we've done that, we'll then decorate the lantern, the outside of the lantern. You can decorate it any way you want. You can use stickers, which is the quickest thing, or you can use, see, all these things you can use. You can use stickers, stars, or all the different stickers, whatever you want. Let's use the star stickers and put on this here, so we can peel one off. Oh, it's hard to peel. Stick it there. And maybe we have a big one. This is too small. Let's have a big one. No. Or what you can do is you can do this. Put this that says Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. See that? Or there's this poem that written by that Song Dynasty poet. Let's put this on there. Okay, so you can put that there. Or put that there. Then, if you like, you can sprinkle all these different glitters on. You can do anything you like, actually. So, let your creative juice do what you like. Or if you want something very Chinese, you can cut one of these and stick it there. Maybe stick it on top or something like that. So that's the basic principle of making a lantern. Now, you use the same principle to make other kinds of lantern. What I've done is I have made a koala lantern because it's Australia. So let's make a koala lantern. Same principle. So what you do is, same thing, you get the picture first, whatever picture you want. You stick it on the board, put the nail around the outside, and then you bend the wire, just like what I did before with the square. Bend it around to get the shape, so that you have the shape of the koala. You need to make two, one for the front, one for the back, and then you join the two together by putting bracing wire in the middle, and at the bottom you put the cross for the tea-light candle. And then you can start decorating it. See, decorate it with glitters and all the different things. Do whatever you like. Put the string on that, and you can then carry it. Light the candle and carry it around, or hang it up somewhere. There we go. So that's the lantern. Maybe we'll leave that there. Okay. Now, while I was preparing this, before that I'll show you the butterfly. You can make the butterfly too. Same thing. You draw the pattern, then you put the nails in. You put the wire around it to make the shape. The same way as you do with the panda and the square lantern, you put braces around it. Now, how do you get pattern if you want? There's lots of pattern. You can choose anything you like. This is a very good book. It's for teachers. You get all sorts of patterns in there. So you take a pattern Then you trace it and make it into whatever you like. You can have the butterfly like that, or you can have an elephant, big one or small ones, or like the one that I did, a koala. So there's no limit to what you can make. It's using exactly the same principle. So there you go. That's how you make lantern. Preparing to make the lantern, I noticed that the garden hanging baskets already got the frame. So why not use it? And that's exactly what I did. I put the cellophane paper around it and then put the traditional Chinese lattice window. You see a lot of these lattice windows in houses in the villages, or you put it the other way there. And then all you have to do is put a candle in the middle there, string it up, same thing. You can carry it around. So use your imagination. You can do anything you like. Make any lanterns you like. There. Every year in CAV, we have the Moon Festival celebration, something like this. And every year, we have a lantern competition. So this year, the lantern competition will be on until the 8th of November. And there will be 3 prizes. For all details, please go to the CAV website. You can read all about it in there, including taking photos of your work.
Okay, back to me again. Here are some rules and guidelines for the lantern making competition. The challenge is to make the lantern using recycled materials, and this competition is open to Victorian students only. Work with your parents or grandparents to build your lantern. Due date for submission is Sunday, the 8th November by 5 p.m. First prize is $150. Second and third prize is $75 in the form of a shopping gift card. Winners will be contacted and results published on our website. Your submission will be in the form of photos. Please provide your name, address, name of your school, your photos, and name of your project. Feel free to talk about the concept and problems you face making the lanterns. Photos must also show the starting stage of lantern, plans and drawings and early constructions, halfway point on construction, finally posing with final result, which must include a ruler of at least 30 cm length on side of lantern. The judge's decision is final, and details of the competition is published on our website. So get going, kids, and make your project. You have 2 weeks to submit this on our website, and you will win a prize of $150 or $75 each. Now I hand over to May and Ramona for the Q&A on the lantern making and the legend of the Mooncake Festival.
Hi, we have a question from Sing Fong. How did Wugang get to the moon? Ramona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Very good question, Sing Fong. How did Wugang get to the moon? Wugang was training to be what they call the Xianren. Xianren is immortal who live in the Eastern Sea in the fairyland. Now, because he was training for that, he was able. The emperor was able to get him to the moon. So that's how he got to the moon. The emperor took him up there. Remember, the emperor is the emperor of heaven. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Another question is, I think where to buy the craft wire these days? Or
Yeah. Okay. I love Bunnings store. You can go to Bunnings for everything. You can get wires. That I think you can get them in rows like this. Yeah. And the best I find is 16 gauge. Sorry, 16 says here 16 gauge. 16 gauge, which is not too thick and not too thin. When it's too thin, it won't hold the shape. When it's too thick, it's very hard to bend. So 16 gauge, 1.6 millimeter in diameter, that is the best one. And you can buy them in Bunnings in rows like this or in rows like this. Okay?
Okay, yeah. So I guess the question also say, are we using wire and with adult supervision? I guess that. Yeah.
Yes. So because traditionally, it's part of the parent-children's job to work together and make a lantern, because little children can't really bend the wire or tie the bamboo together to make the lantern. So usually it's part of the tradition that about 10 days or 2 weeks or a month before the Moon Festival, they will get together and they will make lantern together. It's really fun for the parents and children to make it together.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a question. I think for me, I was wondering if this lantern making competition compulsory or voluntary to participate. So I guess it's sort of voluntary. Like if you want to do it with your children, but it's good to encourage your children to do this as a project so that they learn a bit more about the Chinese culture. And I think it's fun to do it also. I mean, it's just for the, for the fun of making, lantern and also
Yep.
learn about culture. Yeah. Okay. And
Can I just say something that I forgot on the lantern making video? See this. Now, after you finish making your lantern, you spray the cellophane paper with water and leave it overnight, and the paper will tighten up and give you a nice smooth finish like this.
Okay.
I think maybe CAV can organize a lantern workshop, and I can teach people to make lanterns one day.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Another question, can other material be used instead of wire?
Yes. Actually, I went to Victoria Market 1 year, and they had a lantern making workshop. They were just using a balsam wood. Balsam wood is a very light wood, very easy to use, and that's all they use, just balsam wood. In fact, I saw a video on the YouTube, they also use balsam wood, whatever is easy. But of course, this is a traditional festival thing. So in the village in China, in the old days, all they had was bamboo, so they use bamboo. So you use whatever you have.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I guess Simple also send a message say like today also happened to be 重阳节, I think. It's one another Chinese.
Yeah, maybe we should stick to Moon Festival.
Yeah. Okay. There's someone say people have a problem getting the wire from Bunnings. I think Bunnings you can do a click and collect. It's quite. I think the service is quite good. I tried it myself. I did the online order. On the same day they asked me to go and collect the material from them. Hopefully you can get to Bunnings within 25 kilometer travel.
Yeah, sure. Click and collect is a very good way of doing it. I've done that with office work as well. And as you say, it's the same day service. So fantastic.
Yep.
The other place is also the reject shops. They sell quite a few things there as well.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's all the questions think that's all the question we have. Is there any other question? Anyone have question about the legend or the lantern?
May I think someone said, where can you buy nice lantern in Melbourne or Sydney if you don't want to make them yourself? So
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think you go online. There's lantern shops, dragonfly toys, and those kind of places they sell lanterns. And there's one in Abbotsford in Melbourne, not very far from CAV.
Yeah.
Good. Any more questions?
Oh, another question. Did Chang'e manage to get back to the Earth?
No. That's why she's still there. That's why if you take your children outside on the 15th of the lunar month each month, you can actually see the jade rabbit there. Chang'e must be in the background there as well. So she's still there. The jade rabbit still there. Wukan's still there.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is fairy tale, okay?
Yeah.
Some people say, oh, the astronaut went to the moon, they didn't see any of those. But who knows? Maybe they were hiding from the astronaut on the other side. Oh, can I show you the lantern? I hang them out on my window. See the can you see?
Wow.
Well done, Ramona.
There you go. And now those ones and those ones, I hang them on the windows, on the windowsill everywhere. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So I think that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's the first time we've done this kind of thing. I wasn't sure how it would go. So I think it's not too bad, huh?
Yeah, it's very good. Well done. Thank you, Ramona, for answering the question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shirley, back to you.
Okay, back to me. Thank you, Ramona, for the wonderful storytelling and the lantern demonstration. We still got a little bit of time, so I would like to take a little short intermission. Stay on to see some of the celebrations around the world. We will play this to you. We will be back at 2:30 for the mooncake making demonstration.